Okay, hey guys, this is Zukaru2151 Gamer, and today I'm going to be going over set 3, patch 10.10 TFT best comp. So, this is just going to be one comp. I don't know why I said comps, but yeah. So let's set it up. We have Caitlyn, Fiora, Jarvan, Shen, Cassidon, Ashe, and Rakan. Almost a. And then we also had Zaya. Okay, so this is your comp. Where do your items go? Well, the best items to have are Infinity Edge, Last Whisper, Guardian Angel if I can find it really quickly on Zaya. I like having as a secondary item Gunblade on Caitlyn. And then you can put Shen, have Bramble Vest, and Dragon's Claw. And then if you had the items, then you'd put more, of course. But yeah, so you can kind of see the items on the side. But this is what your comp looks like. So how do you play this comp? And what are the alternatives? So we'll get to the alternatives in a bit. But basically, at level 1, you want to get Caitlyn, Fiora, J4, or Zaya. So these are your level 1 comps. Let's say you got a Zaya with a sword on it, right? We can't even find the sword. Okay. So let's say you just have this. So you want to hyper roll. You want to get all of your champions. So Shen, Rakan, Cassidon, Ashe. All of these champions can be found fairly early. So what you want to do is you just want to reroll with all the gold you get until you get all these champions as high as you can. So you're probably going to be rerolling the whole game. The whole goal is to get a 3-star Zaya. Once again, with these 3 items. 1, 2, 3. These are the preferred items. So what can I put on my Zaya instead of any of these 3 items, you might ask? Well, your best alternatives might be, like, if you can't get one of the items, you would put Bloodthirster. You could also put Gunblade, but Gunblade's not going to be as good as Bloodthirster. You could put Red Buff. I mean, that's obviously a choice. You could put Static Shiv to give her more mana for her ability. And you can give her you can give the Hand of Justice. I wouldn't say Spear Shojin. That just doesn't feel right. So, yeah. And then the Shin had those items to tank, but what you could also do, you could have a Warmogs on Shin, Warmogs on J4, or like you could even go as far as having Seraphs on J4, and those Seraphs would probably be better on Ashe. You could have Rakan running like a more tanky, like a Warmogs or Dragon's Claw. And then for Fiora, or wait, Caitlyn had Gunblade. I like the healing that it gives when she uses the ability. Which if you wanted to get the ability to heal with Gunblade, then you could just put Shojin, but I never do that, I just put Gunblade. A lot of people really underestimate the power of that. Then Fiora, I would say Rapid Fire Cannon. Probably your best bet with Fiora. So now, what are your alternatives to this and what we are running right here? You put Dragon's Claw. So the first one, let's say you got a Celestial Orb. and you put it on Jarvan. You could take out Kassadin, and then you could put someone. I don't know why I just did that. Sorry about that. I like Kassadin trading out with someone along the lines of a Thresh. I also like Kassadin trading out. I put Jin because of the two snipers. And then who else would be good? Kassadin. Yeah, that's your choice. That would be the best choices. I feel like Thresh, Kale, and Jin are your best choices. But let's say now that you got an infiltrator item, like if you want to do an infiltrator on like Rakan, then a good choice could be Echo or Kaisa. If you got infiltrator and the Celestial, you could do Kaisa Kale. That'd be really good. I don't know what the odds of that are happening, but why is it not letting me remove the item? Okay. So now, what's the alternative to Rakan? Let's say you had Kassadin. What's the alternative to Rakan? Of course, it's Xin Zhao. That's going to be your best alternative. Even though Xin Zhao, for some reason, is not liked as much as Rakan, I think he's honestly better. Especially if you can get like Bloodthirster or Rageblade on him. I think that he's better. And then for Fiora, we're just doing Fiora for that trait. So what you could do is you could get a Blade Master like Kale. And obviously this is kind of a fill spot, but Kale probably will be doing you more DPS late game. So especially if you don't get tier 3 Fiora, which I usually don't, then I would go for the Kale late game if you really can. And then just put it in the same place as Fiora. And if you have overflow of items, and if you know you're gonna go for it, you could put like Namacon, Gunblade, Rageblade on Cal. Since it's not interfering with the Xayah items especially. Put that on Cal. And then you're good to go. So, when do you want to run this comp now? I'm gonna leave that on the screen for a minute. When you want to run this comp is if you start seeing a bunch of swords, and sword and brawler's glove. If you get one of those in the first round, definitely run this comp. Uh, but be sure it's not on one like J4, Caitlyn, or your Fiora. And then you also want to run this comp. It's going to be decided within the first 3 or 4 rounds. Like let's say after the first battle. You want to run this comp if you start seeing all of your towers. If you start seeing that you're getting a lot of Xayahs or Caitlyn's, like a lot of just all these guys. And so with that in mind, some of the towers I've realized in my elo that are the rare towers kind of are Rakan and Shin of the 2 golds. Like I see Ari, Annie, Blitzcrank, Darius. Like I see all the other 2 stars, and even Xin Zhao I see more. So if you start seeing more Xin Zhaos, definitely replace him with Rakan. He has the same traits, just as good. But yeah, those are some of the rare towers, and also Kassadin can be kind of hard to find. I found out. And Shin's run a lot, so he could be hard to find, and you could just sub him with a Celestial. You could sub him with like a different Celestial. Or not, no. With Shin, you could go a Blade Master. But Yeah, so keep that in mind that some of these towers, like Zaya, Caitlyn, Ashe, and J4, are fairly common. Fiora, Kassadin, Rakan, Shen, they're kind of rare. So just, I would keep that in mind when running this comp. Run it whenever you get the right chances and when you get the right items, as always. So, hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it was informational, helps you out, even if 10.11 is coming like next week, tomorrow, whatever. Maybe this will help and maybe this comp will still be great in 10.11. Who knows? So, if you like this, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.